This next poem is called Werent. The quiet torch revealed a few familiar sets of prints. My old shoes, her worn heels, his crooked steps. 2 points met. 3 lines became a match. Obtuse nature persisted long after I left. What came next? A silhouette, her profile against the moon. A shape I could never forget. My flame flickered and swooned. The shadows stretched as I moved, each step more consumed. The path was too bright, so I missed we were being stalked by his hooves. Reunited with a kiss, a few months in happiness, reignited spark of young love would prove a short-lived bliss. Our villain wouldn't give up, slithering through shade as he snuck into the cold depths of her mind. My light wasn't warm enough. The torch flailed as I arrived and tried to put up some kind of fight. Burned alive, Luna cried, blue eyes faded out of sight. This next poem is called The Candle. Gripping tight to the handle, he was all out of rags. The torch had dwindled, empathy burned so fast. Left with a candle that was dripping of wax. With the future dismantled, he melted into the past. Completely trapped, lost in complexity. The price of chivalry outweighed the cost of integrity. A lack of accountability replaced the blame on destiny relentlessly. The ego came into sight, but the shadows stayed in. In this hallowed arena, our fight had no winner to name. He remained focused on comfort, but left a thorn in his side. He hobbled forward, too stubborn to face the darkness he hides. The birds were still tender, but the ash turned to snow. He had a spark to remember, a desperate need for a home. Then this one is called Maddie. Scalded eyelids, shortage of breath, boils covering flesh, disruptive signal in my brain, the ego begged for the next. It seemed my feeble flame remained fueled by shame, still projected my shadow on the love I would chase, a damsel whom which to follow, a distraction from sorrow, blind to just how much this fire stripped my insights hollow. Snow fell and helped to hide her cold fangs behind her smile. I could have made home in that silk, but it got sticky after a while. She weaved the line with such skill, stitched the lies with no guilt. I lost light in my obsession as my candle went still. Instead, I was the one melting, a mess of good intentions, codependence, validation, gluttonous bloodletting. In the dark, she fed on sensations. My passion served the craving. 8 legs held the world, but she was never satiated. She bit the plate, shattered the trust. I regained consciousness, put my candle to the wet and turned that trap into dust. I still managed to get burned. Another scar, tender hurt, candle to spark. The rest in earnings, the heart's beat barely returning. This is called The Lantern. Smoldering, struggling to hold heat, blown by winds of deceit. A tumbleweed of puppet strings entangled nice and neat. I have watched him sleep and dream of things lovers dream love should bring, often lying with his right eye open, denying the truth he's seen. He's reminded of a moment when we last had spoken, that broken mirror and scattered shards of hope that he tried holding. Around the seams of his mended heart, smoke rings see from the skies. Stars he crossed shine on what's ended. I held him with my dark. Our spark glowed red and formed a pendant. I plucked a filament from his lip and tied the ends into a necklace. The moment was almost transcendent, but his left eye would not accept it. The anima's offer was freckless. She hung the trinket up, twinkling above, my effort proving feckless. The beacon projected far enough, spectrum spread as a velvet glove. Releasing trust while her finger beckoned, both eyes shut by the time they touched. Thus, into the lantern's womb I blessed him. Through this one I'll stay attentive. He'll still burn for acceptance. I'll stand by until he learns his lesson. This one is called Audrey. Nerves charred, hard to heal them. I sat in dying light. A stranger approached. I could feel them before coming into sight. Glass walls, glass ceiling, no stones to even throw. With her whisper, appealing, she read my mind and then she spoke. You know, we shouldn't be alone. Your warmth is what I've needed and there's comfort in your love. My pendant's pulse beating while she made herself at home. Heaven was love, just for a moment. The box flashed, I became attached. She held my moon over an empty ocean, and we floated on in plans. Above waving curtains from the past, she would show me how to act. A list of demands I was certain I could make as my shadow would expand. Those shades made no sound when they swing. She changed feelings and beliefs. What her life needed was much different from what I was offering. The pendant quelled as she ripped it from the lantern and kissed it. Wished me her best regards, and into space my spark drifted. To my demise, gravity erased. Ripped through time by the tail I chased. Fell into a place that felt like home. And see a face I think I know. This one is called the Red Room. I only have 2 more after, so 3 more. This is the Red Room. The ember blinked, now uncertain. Smoke obscured all discernment. The flame-stitched floor burning against crimson-colored curtains. Shadow yearning as if immense, shamed and ego defends. Shallow purpose, violent delights, happy dagger descends. Staggered chevrons, scattered hindsight, heart pendant sways left to right. Chase love and light, her face fight with pain, to give up or to fight. Cold wind howls, the ember shakes. Someone steps out of the shade and invites him to another dance. The shadow stepped aside. The ego was eager for this chance to find warmth and romance and jump through the hoops she presented before taking her hand. The mirror and circumvented still remains segmented, laid to rest inside a grave next to where he buried the pendant. Her hands turned to spiders in his hair, a puppet with the shadows there. He licked his lips and held his breath, then followed her down the stairs. This one's called War. Is it future or is it past? Glassy eyes melted as I asked. Sometimes I feel I know her, but then my arms go back. The contortion is almost comforting. If I fall, I'll have support. But can I trust myself to catch me? Will the abyss become the floor? Her slender flame ignites desire. My ember radiates inspired. But friction left shows up deception. Our fire would often gyre. There was this boxcar that she slept in. Other men that I had to question. Lesson repeats, and I love the cycle. I had to fight to be accepted. Apologetic reverse recital. Direction changed within a spiral. She spoke in reverse, painted her face one day at a time. I stayed in denial. A masquerade on a high wire through space. If I didn't dance, I would be replaced. My reflection gaze slowly passing under the shadow of my mistake. She knew that I couldn't trust her. wondered why she wouldn't let me love her. A red light flashed, she locked the boxcar fast, slapped me in plastic, let the ego asunder. The ground over where the pendant sat pulsated as I crawled back. I cut my mitts on the mirror's glass from my start. Finally collapsed. This is Angels Wouldn't Save Me. Now, the ego was a dying star, feeble, burnt out spark. Fleeting fuel fell through the final drop when the pendant's cord blew apart. Companions depleted matter from his cause, compressing feelings, melting thoughts, into cosmic rays projecting across my face, when the pendants on the pendant stopped. His sense of self incinerates, implodes to cataclysmic state. Stellar debris landed in my darkness, the mirror once more took shape. A spiral reflected his Negrito's carnage, nothing left to be heartless. And in the center there's a remnant cutting with a feather's touch of emerald sharpness. When he needed trust, I was trusting, held his shame, held with loving. Now that he's alone, he knows that I'm still here, that he can hold on to something. Hope lies in the shadow that you fear, baptized in celestial tears. A phoenix screams, the ashes quiver, my dear spark. Persevere. There will be no angels, no demons, no fruit for the sinner, no angels, no sirens, no call to vigor, just the self burning within the unconscious. Neutron star forged in hell. Hear my whisper. Everywhere and nowhere. Rest in the nonsense. Let us dance where we stand. No floor can stop us. Night on the sun, but it only ends once. Everything before that is progress. His left eye opened up. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was fantastic. You see words like that going coming out.
To be accepted.